Friends, do you know that inside North Korea, even in a simple job like cutting hair, you can be given the death penalty? And do you know that this thick-skinned Kim even makes his people polish stones? Plus, for the rice that is cooked for Kim Jong and his family, every single grain is counted before cooking. Well, in today's video, I'm going to tell you about the weirdest jobs of North Korea. So let's start our countdown. Friends, you all must have heard about furniture polishing or shoe polishing, but have you ever seen a job of polishing stones? Well, among the strange works that North Korea's leader Kim Jong Un makes his people do, polishing stones is also included. In 2010, some reporters went to explore North Korea disguised as tourists. When they were visiting the Victoria War Museum, they saw a strange scene. Outside the museum, an old lady was collecting stones and putting them into a bag. They made a short video of this woman, but as soon as they tried to go forward to talk to her, security came there and quickly made the old woman disappear. Later, through secret sources, they found out that actually the lady was collecting stones so that she could polish them. And this is an actual job. In North Korea, collecting stones and polishing them is a real job. People collect stones from the sides of roads and even from garbage, and then polish them and submit them to the government. In return, the North Korean government gives them a few coins. Well, why the government makes people do this work is not known, but this is one of the weirdest jobs in the world. Friends, you all must have heard about food inspection, but would you believe that in North Korea there is an inspection team that only checks rice? Well, it sounds weird to hear, but you will be surprised to know that in North Korea there is actually a job for counting and inspecting rice. Actually, this job was started by Kim Jong's father, Kim Jong Il. When he was alive, he loved eating rice, and he wanted the rice cooked for him should be 100% perfect. Not only that, but every single grain had to be perfect, and its counting also had to be perfect. That is why he created the job of rice inspector, in which people were hired. The work of these workers was that for the rice to be boiled for Kim Jong-il, first every single grain was counted, and then carefully checked so that not even one bad grain could come out. The inspector first cleaned the rice properly, then inspected each grain carefully. And after doing all this, if even one bad grain came into Kim Jong-il's plate, then the inspector was given the strictest punishment. This is really foolishness. Friends, if we talk about police jobs, there are many categories. For example, traffic police, border police, or city police. But what if in a country, even for fashion, there is a special police? Well, you will be surprised to know that North Korea is the only country in the world where there is even a police force to keep fashion under discipline. This police is called fashion police, and its inspectors are only girls. Their job is to keep an eye on people's clothing, haircuts, and other fashions. Actually, inside North Korea, only that fashion is allowed which Kim Jong-un has permitted. And if anyone is seen wearing clothes or hairstyles different from this, then the fashion police catch them and put them in jail. Basically, barbers and the people who get haircuts are always under the eyes of the fashion police. Not only this, but clothes are also included. For example, Kim Jong-un has officially banned wearing jeans. People in North Korea either wear their traditional dress or army uniform. Apart from this, they are not allowed to wear anything else. Not only this, but the fashion police also keep an eye on their haircuts, because Kim Jong-un's order is that there should not be even a little Western influence among the people of North Korea. In simple words, if any person is walking around wearing clothes that make him look like he is not from North Korea, then he is in trouble. So the fashion police keep an eye on every person all the time so that they can follow this order. Friends, musicians, and entertainers are found in every country of the world. These people either entertain through social media or perform live in front of people. But do you know that the job of entertainers in North Korea is nothing less than a disaster? Well, in North Korea, from singers to dancers, all the entertainers that are selected can only entertain Kim Jong-un and his family. No entertainer is allowed to perform in a public place, and not even for their own family functions or family members can they sing or perform. These entertainers are kept bound at their workplace from morning till evening, so that whenever Kim Jong-un feels like listening to a song or watching a performance, they can be immediately called to the stage. Otherwise, if for weeks he does not feel like listening to music, then these performers are not allowed to perform. But even if they do not perform, still these entertainers must remain available for Kim Jong-un at all times, so that whenever he feels like it, they can perform in front of him. And these poor people cannot go anywhere by their own will. nor can they sing anywhere. Friends, just like in every country of the world, in North Korea too, there are many people who make statues. But the matter of statue makers in North Korea is completely different from the whole world. If we see, sculptors always make statues of their own choice, whether it is of a person or of a building. But in North Korea, it is not like that. The sculptors of this country are only allowed to make statues of 3 people: Kim Jong Un, his father Kim Jong Il, and his grandfather Kim Il-sung. Apart from these, statue makers in North Korea are not allowed to make statues of anything or anyone else. And if they do so, it is considered an insult to the Kim family. And that sculptor is put in jail for life, along with his whole family. Not only this, but in North Korea, a total of 3,400 statues of this family have been made. And Kim Jong Un has made a rule that whenever any person passes in front of any statue, he has to bow 3 times in salute. Not only this, but you will not believe that even the tourists who come inside North Korea are required to salute these statues in every case. Anyway, whatever it is, there is no place worse in the world to live than this country. Friends, if we talk about barbers in North Korea, their job is also not free from danger. The reason is that if any barber cuts hair against the will of the government, he can even be given the death penalty. Well, you will be surprised to know that people in North Korea are not even allowed to get a haircut of their own choice. The government has issued some specific haircuts, and barbers are not allowed to cut customers' hair in any style other than these. For ladies, there are 18 styles, and for gents, there are 10 styles. Neither can the customer select any other hairstyle, nor can the barber cut in any other style. Not only this, but in North Korea, no male person can keep hair longer than 2 inches. If anyone tries to get a haircut different from the government's approved styles or keeps long hair, then not only does the person get punished, but the barber who cut his hair or made his new style is also equally guilty. Both are given the same punishment. Not only this, but that barber can never cut anyone's hair again for his whole life. Well, there is no country worse than this in the world.